All right, hello, my name is Matthew Winstrom. I will be doing my presentation on the use of PACER and the Case Management Electronic Case Files, or CMECF. So the main difference between the two is that PACER is an open to public usage. It's a 24-hour search engine that you can use to download or print court documents. One of the advantages of it is it has multiple party access, meaning that multiple people can access the exact same case filings or documents at the same time rather than having to occupy it um, versus like on Westlaw or something like that. A downside to this is that it will have a charge. For every page that you download, you will be charged 10 cents. All documents will cap at $3. So even if a document is to say 35 pages, it would still only cost you $3 in total. Some cases or courts have opted over to using audio files versus specific documents. To download any sort of audio file is $2.40. Case management electronic file system is a little bit differently. This is relegated to people who can have access to courts. It is actually handed out individually by courts. So once a filer proves that they are allowed to practice in the court, they can actually go in to start digitally uploading and filing different documents with that court. Part of it is also that if once you have filed on something, it will send you an email notification of any sort of case activity related to that case. So the main focus and function of PACER is its search function, which is its query. So it starts in a very simple way. You can simply look up a case number, and that will lead you to the case file in particular. You can also use its variety of search tools. So one of the main points that you can use is the nature of the suit. If it's insurance or a tort product liability or a labor dispute, you can specifically search by that. You can search also by the cause of actions, such as the basis of the lawsuits, as a violation of civil rights, a wrongful death, medical malpractice. If you specifically know the name of the defendant, the plaintiff, or the attorneys in the case, then you can also search by that. Once you have found the case that you're actually specifically looking for, you'll be greeted with the case general screen. So this will be covered as alias, associate cases, attorney, case file location, case summary, deadlines/hearings, docket report, filers, history and documents, party, related transactions, status, and view of documents. So the majority of it is very self-explanatory. Alias mentions anyone who might be running under a different name, such as doing business as. Associated cases will cover anything that might relate to the same incident that is falling under a different case. Attorneys is, of course, the representing attorneys on the case. Case file location will actually follow to where the whichever journal that the actual case file will be located. Case summary is a general overview. It'll mention all the parties, all the attorneys, as well as the disposition of the court if it's already happened. Deadlines and hearings is actually a calendar list of pending or satisfied deadlines that have already happened within this specific trial. So if you're looking up when there was supposed to be a filing or when you know the next filing will be, it will actually mention the deadline when that's due. The most important part of PACER is the docket report. The docket report is more or less the official summary of the actual court case. It'll have a breakdown of each document that is uploaded or filed into the court, as well as a link attached to that. So you can click on the link to view the specific document, whether you need to print it out or not. It will also mention exactly the reason behind and the outcome of the document. Filers is actually more or less a filter for the docket report. If you wanted to find only files uploaded by a specific party, whether defendant or plaintiff, you can very easily search into that. It will list all the ones that only that party has actually uploaded. History documents is sort of a delineation from docket report. While the docket report does mention specific documents, it does skip over minor aspects of it. The history and documents will have both the actual documents related that you can search, as well as happenings and events before, after, or not included within those documents. Party is just which parties are represented, including as well as faxing the defending party and defending attorney. Related transactions is actually very similar to docket report and filers. It's very much like the docket report, but it will also mention specific other documents that are related to the document that was uploaded. For instance, if let's say you uploaded a complaint, then the answer to the complaint would be right under. Or if you put in a motion, then the order of the motion would be right under that as well. Status is also self-explanatory. It's very much where along the case is, whether it's pre-hearing or predisposition, so things like that. And due document is more or less each document will have its own numeration. So if you knew what specific document you were looking for, you could just put in that number and it would lead it right to it. Reports is a little bit more of just another utility. The docket sheet is pretty self-explanatory. This is if you want to cut directly to a docket sheet for a particular court case, you can simply put in the case number and find a docket sheet. Then there is civil report and criminal report, which is another way to search through the actual docket sheets a little bit more specifically. If you're looking for a simple civil reports between two people rather than a criminal case, you use that. And if you're looking for more criminal reports for the dockets, then the same thing as before. You use that to find quick access to criminal reporting for the dockets. The judgment index under civil report is a specific way to actually just find a general overview of judgments. It's not a very search related. You can specifically look through, but you can also just put in a timeline and see the general overview of what happened, how the ruling went, which party won, and the amount owed to different parties. Beyond that is one more search function, which is the civil/criminal reports. Under that will mention the calendar events. So the calendar events is a listing of a chronological events of court hearings and appearances. Docket activity is similar to the docket sheet search function, where instead of just looking at what actually happened, the document to document, it breaks down like at what point it was uploaded, the afterwards, and like anything that's related to actually that document in specific. And then written opinions is actually a specific tool to find as evidence a specific written opinion. You use that it will look up either a court case or as similar as before, you can look up the basis of the case. And it will lead you to the actual specific document of the written opinion by the judge. So in summation, Pacer is more or less an open source tool for looking up specific documents, especially if you're looking for a document that you specifically need. It's a very easy way to actually look up a case and see what's going on with that case, or look up a previous case to help with your research. Its main point is its ease of access to finding docket reports and for sort of case building. Beyond that, that's it. Thank you so much.